Hi, I'm Michael Presley. I'm head gardener for Round Pond Estates. I'm here today to talk about developing bio-intensive garden beds. There's 3 steps involved in the bed. First is observation, knowing what was previously planted, where I want to take this bed this season, and analysis of physical properties. That's step 1, is really getting into the dirt, smelling it, feeling it, getting to know it, looking around, seeing what my outlying parameters are. Second step from that is deciding what I want to add. What are my amendments? Do I need more compost? Do I need more oyster shell? Do I need more worm castings? What do I need to help this bed perform to the next level? Is it sour? Is it sweet? All those questions are being resolved in the amending process. A third process is incorporating, just doing the physical do of getting those elements stirred in a certain way, very much like cooking. Here's the fork and the shovel, the spoon, basically creating a texture and a living, almost a being that we can plant into that will exhale its nutrients into these loving plants with their root systems. So first thing I see on this bed, I know this garden well. There's many different kinds of soils within small places. This is a very clay section I have here. For clay, I need both gypsum to soften that clay, and I need carbon. I need the good humic acids. I need the composts to also help with drainage and help break up those clay particles and create more of a what they call colloidal system, a way that the minerals are becoming involved in the digestion of the soil. So I'm looking at this soil that way, making my guesstimates. It smells to me like a fairly sweet soil, but hasn't been planted this winter, so I know the leaching may have created some acids. So I will add some oyster shell, some calcium, some magnesium from the ocean to help this come along, and maybe a few spadefuls of compost. It looks like it's a high organic matter, but I could use some more compost, and just a lot of aeration. I think it needs just to be fluffed and sort of groomed into place with drainage systems on the side for our spring rains to sink in deep, as opposed to compact and create a situation that's not good for plant life. So we're to the part where we get to amend the beds. So this is our finished compost. Here's our oyster shell here in Napa Valley. We're lucky. Just out in the bay here, North Bay, we have a process where all of our oyster restaurateurs donate their shells back to Petaluma, where it's ground into this delicious calcium carbonate, magnesium rich flour, which we dust on our beds very lightly. Doesn't take much. This lovely compost, which I love aerating when I apply it with a shovel, but I love the contact. I can almost taste the plants already that will be growing here. And then a little bit of our finished worm castings. This is from our breeder boxes. So we raise the worms, apply them to our composts, and then treat their castings almost just like medicine, adding that digestive element. And if I didn't have this big of a garden with chickens and composting going on, I would go to my garden supply store and get a nice balanced organic fertilizer. It's called 757. It's made from chicken wastes. It's composted and then pelletized. So if I know my plant's going to require a little more fertility, I'll do a very light addition of another element such as this. If this was a brand new bed, I'd be applying gypsum, perhaps a little bit of sulfur. And now it's time for me to start to cultivate. So beginning by incorporation of these nice materials, just using a pitchfork. I love the 5-tine fork for this, more of a teasing or a tickling. Now I might edge the bed, redefine my boundaries, get some of this rich nutrient out of the pathways. So we can thank the English for these wonderful tools. The garden fork, wonderful for tilthing, for creating great structures, breaking down clods. But I don't want to go down there and turn up subsoils. What I want to do is I want to crack open these upper soils and allow those new amendments and nutrients to fall in deep. So I've got the fluff. Now all I need is a little structure called the tilthing. Just that little teasing there. It's enough to really, almost more through sound, helping the soil fall into finer particles. And then maybe a final, either using a small rake, or we call this the massage stage, where the soils are really prepared either for a direct sowing, a transplanting, or what have you. So the 3 stages, from reading, sensing the character of the soil, deciding on the amendments, the additives, and then going to that 3rd stage of incorporating and really building the soil properties, the physical properties, again based on sand, silt, clay, mineral properties, as well as the organic properties of compost.